A lot of great news for Bionano today. A few very important pieces. This is by far the most important. The Chief Business Officer. Now, to sum it up for you, I would just say that this guy's experienced. He's from Illumina. He understands CMA, chromosomal microarray analysis, one of our biggest competing methods to the Sapphire. He has FDA approval experience. He was one of the transformational leaders at this company who brought microarrays into the clinic and paved the way for the first FDA-cleared application of CMA. And for Bionano, he's doing leading product strategy, right? More markets, more new markets, right? Quote, and strategic expansion of its product and technology portfolios. Basically, more expansion. We pair this with the CCO, Chief Commercial Officer. It's business expansion. That's as simple as it gets. More Sapphires being sold. They want more Sapphires sold. At the very least, they want more Sapphires sold, right? That's at the very least, you could say that. And they're expanding their business, right? There's more demand, there's more work to be done. That's why they're hiring so many new C-suite members. For the full video covering this and all the details, and there are some nice juicy details, especially what he says about SV detection with CMA compared to OGM. There's going to be a card on the top right covering that right now, and I did do it. That is the full video on it. Now, some other news today, right? This article right here, 3 stocks will make you richer in 2021. Bionano was listed, and I really like what they say here, right? So Bionano works in the business of genome analysis, yada yada. Basically, the most important thing here is that analysts, even the thick-headed, monkey-like analysts that are walking around banging their head on each other's faces and the walls all day long, even they can figure out that the financial picture is looking good. When they are starting to realize this, you know that it's just obvious and overtly clear at this point, okay? They understand that it's a 179% increase sequentially year over year from quarter 1 2021 to, from 2020 to 2021 quarter 1. And they understand that the 3.608 million revenue estimate for quarter 2, this quarter that we're in right now, that if we were to hit that 3.608 million, that would be 200% year-over-year growth. So the financials are not looking that bad. The growth is not looking bad at all. They have 360 million in revenue, right? And then they don't really say anything else important here. Really, I mean, this is important, but it's nothing new, right? They're on track, the milestones, okay, yada yada. More analysts and more people seeing the obvious truth, which is Bionano is fundamentally better now than we've ever been, and very fundamentally undervalued, in my opinion. At least. Okay, next up we have, this is a little bit I bet you did not know about this today. So this is Lineagen, and there's going to be, I think this was just released today. It was released pretty soon. Either way, basically June 21st, Monday, 8 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Central time, and 11 a.m. Eastern time, excuse me. This is going to be when when these two people are going to be describing their experience in utilizing platform-agnostic software to merge databases from multiple clinically available platforms for improved clinical workflow. And they're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff, with their business and with their how they're doing, what they're doing right now, how they've done it before, how their actual products work, and how they actually diagnose autism and other stuff. So that's going to be good. We're probably going to be streaming this. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's 99% chance of us streaming this. So that's big. I mean, it's not big. It's just interesting because Lineagen never does anything, right? At least I haven't seen them do much. So we also had this article right here, which is nice because it's just more people realizing that, the more exposure articles that we get covering this, the more actual people that are not the most informed actually realize that, hey, the Russell 3000 is going to be buying tens of millions of dollars, at least millions of dollars worth of BNGO shares at the close of June 25th and slash June 28th, which is when basically here there was some confusion earlier. So basically the newly reconstituted indexes take effect after the market close on June 25th. So that is when they're actually going to be buying the shares, to my understanding. And then June 28th, after the U.S. market opens, that is when other funds that attract them are going to be buying it. That's also when they're going to be, quote, effective. So I guess that's when it's going to show up in the actual indexes themselves. But anyways, either way, right, regardless of when they're adding them, I believe it's June 25th to my understanding, based on this article right here. And this is literally the Russell, .com, right? So I feel the FTSE Russell.com. So I feel like this is more accurate. So after market close on June 25th, pretty clear. So there we go. That is going to be great to see. And I don't think a lot of people don't realize how big that is, because not only is it going to be probably, as I said, millions of dollars, if not tens of millions, if maybe even hundreds of millions, probably not. That's probably stretching it, but at least tens of millions, most likely, in my opinion, bought a Bionano shares. But the funds that track these guys are going to be added. Also, it's just more exposure, right? Oh, someone comes into the Russell 3000, they look at the new additions, they look at the Bionano there, they're like, this sounds interesting. What is this? Genomics company just got added, low price. give it a look-see, right? When they start looking on YouTube, and not even YouTube necessarily, but start looking around, they start seeing stuff like this, and whether or not they find Bionano's research and they get the research from me or from whatever, they're going to come to the same conclusion roughly as we are. At least a lot of them are. So it's great to see, and it's more important than a lot of people realize, I think. We also had this job. This was a week ago, but this is still very relevant, I think. And we can go. I did talk about this a little bit on the stream very briefly, but basically, this could be evidence for nanonozzle, even more evidence, essentially. And that's actually, and we're gonna, maybe I can do a full video on this sometime. I think I might do an updated nanonozzle video sometime, but basically that leads me to my next point, because always right, this guy right here, Jason Smith on the channel, the community here, he is the author of one of the best nanonozzle Reddit posts that there's ever been. He's done several of them. And this could be evidence for nanonozzle. And he himself, right, he just posted 1 hour ago about Bionano transforming into a prenatal and pediatric testing company. There's a ton of great information in here. I've only read about half this so far, and there's so many things that we can talk about in here. I could probably make a 30-minute video just talking about this itself if I wanted to. Hopefully it'll be less than that, but this is huge. And just ape language, the prenatal market is ours for the taking, essentially. There's a huge market. Obviously, he says 7 billion is the TAM through 2024, and a lot higher after that. So it's, if we can take a small amount of that, it's going to be absolutely huge for the revenue. It's going to be undeniable, the growth that we actually get, and it's going to prove to everything money and all the cunts that, hey, maybe there is some future growth that is priced in, and maybe it is going to happen like we think it is. With that being said, this is going to be a video that we do at another time. So anyways, this is the new CLIA lab. This is a whole nother thing that I finally got the link for this. I'm very glad that I've been asking him for the link for this for a while. He sent it to me now, and I'm very thankful to him. Legendary for sending me this. I'm sure it was hard to find. I certainly didn't know about this, but this is awesome, and this is something else that we can talk about. Right? New CLI, new clinical laboratory improved amendments, certified lab in San Diego. So, dude, it's gonna be it's good stuff. And talking about the technical analysis, right? So the number one most important thing, I'm gonna keep this short for you today. All right, I recommend you tune into the streams if you want to see more. But basically, the number one thing today, we confirmed the 21 SMA on the 4-hourly, otherwise known as that middle Bollinger Band, as the support level. That's the most important thing. And we're pushing right now. We got the bounce off of that finally. We broke out today in the open. We were struggling to hold above it, and then after hours, finally got that kickstart off of it. And hopefully we can open up tomorrow above roughly 790 or 786 is where it's at right now. Also, probably the second most important thing, if not the most important, is the SAR flipped back to bullish. You got a sell signal a while ago, right? It timed it, it timed it okay, but not that great, right? Your buy signal was just now. Or just today, I should say. And this thing is, the SAR, you have to pair it with the other three indicators, right? The Supertrend on the 4-hourly, the Supertrend on the daily, and the SAR on the daily. So, but if we just look at those, right, you have 2 out of 2 buy signals on the SAR and Supertrend on the 4-hourly. On the daily, you have 2 out of 2 buy signals there as well. So it's like, well, it's pretty clear which way we're in right now, which way we should be going the next few days. Now, of course, there's plenty of contingencies. Please do your own research, and please understand that you need to sell right now if you don't understand what it's like to hodl through carnage, and if you don't understand the tech, or if you're not willing to hold through that, right? If you don't know what you're doing, just get out. It's not the right community for you. But if we look at the RSI, relative strength index, 62. 62. Is that overbought? No, it's on the it's closer to being overbought and oversold, but it's not overbought, right? We're literally we're pretty damn close to being neutral. And my point is, right, if you pair that with the stochastic indicator on the weekly, we've got plenty of room to go. Okay, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that, oh yeah, we've kind of gotten fundamentally better all throughout this downtrend, and we keep getting news updates. And if the markets don't shit themselves, we've got plenty of room to go, right? This is a big S cup and handle pattern. We just got a 3 white soldiers right here. We got a hammer candle before that. We did get an inverse hammer right here, and we are about to get an inverse hammer here again, maybe this week, but we'll see. Anyways, with that being said, that's overall we've got room to go. I think we do, right? That doesn't mean we are going to. It just means that from an overbought standpoint, we're not that bad, right? And if we look at the moving averages, that backs it up, of course, entirely. We're pretty much above every single moving average that you can think of. Essentially, there's only like a few, and you have to be very nitpicky to say you have to be nitpicky to even find those, right? In the 4-hourly, there's literally nothing. There's literally no moving averages that are above the price action, right? All the golden crosses that you could want, essentially. You absolutely love to see it. And also on the 4-hourly stochastic indicator, you've got room to go. You've got room to go. We're still about neutral on the 4-hourly stochastic indicator. If you look at the 2-hourly, a little bit closer to being overbought there. Not really, though. And in the daily, you're about to get the bullish cross, right? The K line crossing over the D line. Otherwise, that blue line crossing over the orange and then bullish territory, right? The daily stochastic indicator has been very off. It's been very accurate in the past, but this time around, it's just been absolutely way, way wrong. And it's been going down as the price has been going up, which is actually called a bearish divergence. But it's just been totally wrong so far, and it's finally about to come to its senses and realize its senses. This is why we look at multiple indicators, right? Sometimes they just mess up. And it's clearly like one indicator is the oddball out when it's with its indication of what's likely to happen. This one, we're about to get the bullish cross, it looks like, if we were to open up tomorrow very well, like we are right now, up 3%. If we were to open up in the pre-market tomorrow, up about 4%, 3%, 2% even, we're probably going to get the bullish cross on the daily. Overall, I like what we're seeing, and with the gamma squeeze and short squeeze potential, and with the short interest increasing, short-dated call options, and the buying of call options, and the stop price going up, all of those things together, if the bull case happens and the Federal Reserve and JP don't crash the markets this week, and Wall Street bets stop censoring us, right? Bull case scenario, a lot of contingencies there. I do think we'll see $10 easily this week. If not higher than that, right? But that's a lot of things that has to go well. Realistically, let's say the markets do well this week, right? Which I think there's a very real chance of that happening. If that happens, I think Bionano a real price target this week would be $9, if not $10. Maybe a little bit lower than that, but that's just, okay, anything can happen. You need to sell if you don't know what you're doing, but I do like the setup here. Okay, we just broke out of a decent. Here, I said it yesterday. I said it yesterday. The technical analysis, right? We broke at a decent level. And well, no, I didn't say it. Yes, actually, no. Let me credit myself. I said if we were going to open up today, here, let me fix this. I keep moving this around for some reason on accident. I keep moving this around. Okay, it was right about here, right? This is where we open up today. This is the pre-market today, right? 614, 800. I said if we open the pre-market up doing well at all, we are going to break out the decent level, and the price target is going to be way up at 925. Okay, you can watch the last video and fact check. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you it's bullish. I like the setup right now. I do like the setup. That's as simple as it gets. But you need to make your own decision. We could easily go down 5%, 6%, 10, 15, 20, 30% tomorrow if the markets start going down. Okay, there's a lot of risk. If you're long term, there's not a lot of risk in my opinion if you know what you're doing. But if you're one of those people that's going to whine to me, if you're like, oh, we're down 5% on the day, no, like these people that were doing it right here, right? They sold. Maybe it's not for you. Anyways, with that being said, I will leave you with my portfolio, my positions, and my entire account right there. Okay. Here we go. There's the whole portfolio, and that's how you know I believe what I'm saying, and that's your honesty and transparency right there. Anyways, with that being said, thank you all so much. This is not financial advice. I will see you all in the next one.